The Wall Street Journal's Sadie Gurman reported this weekend that President Joe Biden's recent push to ease cannabis restrictions has sparked tensions within the DEA. And that potential reclassification of the plant is recommended by the Department of Health, and as recommended by the Department of Health and Human Services, has prompted vocal objections from some federal officials who believe the move to be half-baked. Yeah, they use that because the Wall Street Journal is so in touch.
Wow.
Some people in Joe Biden's White House are banking on more cannabis restrictions being lifted ahead of the election cycle, in dire need of younger voter support. The 46th president's latest advocacy came during last week's State of the Union address, where he touted his efforts to expunge marijuana possession convictions to soften to soften cannabis sativa eligible classification under federal law. Under prompting from the White House, the Department of Health and Human Services last year recommended removing marijuana from the nation's most restrictive category of drugs, Schedule 1. Cannabis has been on Schedule 1 and has been a Schedule 1 narcotic for over 50 years now, alongside heroin and LSD. Downgrading the drug to Schedule 3 or even descheduling altogether piqued the interests of wary cannabis community and also many younger voters. But according to the Journal's report this weekend, some counterparts within the DEA remain resistant, saying cannabis's medical benefits remain unproven and that it has a high potential for abuse. Officials at the DEA, which is the final say on the designation, remain concerned about modern cannabis strains that they say can be many times as potent as those common years ago. And some agency officials think more research is needed about the long-term effects on people's health. DEA Administrator Ann Milgram said it plainly this weekend in a one-line answer to Journal's request for updates. The DEA is continuing its review. That's it. She declined to elaborate. All the while, HHS officials in recent weeks have asked the Justice Department Office of Legal Counsel to weigh in on legal issues relating to moving cannabis to a less restrictive status. Representatives for the Justice Department and White House also said the matter remained under review while declining to comment further to the Journal. A federal move to reclassify marijuana as a less dangerous drug will mark a seismic shift, removing burdens from the industry, including by potentially opening access to banking services and reducing or eliminating criminal penalties for possession. Public polling data has shown that younger adults have been particularly supportive of liberalizing cannabis policies. Biden will likely need commanding support among these voters in November. Coincidence? I think not. Voters under age 30 preferred Biden over Donald Trump by 25 percentage points in 2020, according to AP VoteCast, a big survey of people who voted that year. But the gaps appeared to have narrowed considerably. Most recent figures show Biden leading by only 10 points among voters under 30 in a Wall Street Journal poll conducted last month, 50% to 40% in a head-to-head test match against Trump. HHS in August recommended the DEA reschedule cannabis to level 3 drug alongside testosterone and ketamine, a move hailed by Democrats as the first step in lessening what they see as harm caused by draconian pot laws. Federal scientists said in their recommendation that marijuana is not as vulnerable to abuse as other controlled substances, and it has some therapeutic benefits that are backed by science and produces less serious outcomes than other drugs, even though it can cause dependence. The DEA, according to rules created by Congress, can only reschedule marijuana if it has scientific proof of its medical effectiveness. And just 3 years ago, former DEA Administrator Timothy Shea, who served in Milgram's role at the end of the Trump administration, said that the science does not support rescheduling of marijuana, and doing so would harm public health and safety. Gurman's weekend news seemed to send short-term chills down the spines of antsy Wall Street traders and analysts who recently had been bullish on the prospect of looming order to reschedule. Morningstar.com reported that Advisor Shares Pure U.S. Cannabis, a popular exchange-traded fund or ETF tracking cannabis stocks, was down 5.5% at Monday's closing bell, a move many attribute directly to this article being released. And then yesterday evening, the DEA had the nerve, they had the gall to post an infographic map on their front page of their website, getsmartaboutdrugs.gov, exposing data linking children's emergency department visits and hospitalizations tied to Delta 8, Delta 9, and or any THC-related incidents through news reports to date. A map that was drawn up and cited by the most infamous prohibition group in the game, Smart Approaches to Marijuana, an outfit led by cannabis industry's public enemy number one, Kevin Sabet. Now, I ain't going to act like I know Ann Milgram or the DEA or what they're thinking at this point, but I'm sure President Biden's ruffled as many prohibitionist feathers in the agency for pretending to be pro-cannabis as he has actual advocates for pretending to be pro-cannabis. The whole point of the DEA's existence is to enforce heavy-handed anti-drug laws to their fullest extent. The more America moves forward toward legalization, the less job security for them. But I doubt that, Ann Milgram will want to die on the same hill her predecessor under Trump did, especially with the exponential amount of scientific evidence released supporting cannabis as an actual substance of medical benefit over the last 3 years since. Democrats want to maintain that party image of actually caring about scientific research. They got no choice but to or deschedule. Nationwide polls show Democrat support from black voters has already slipped to an all-time low, with some pointing up to 23% of black males claiming that if the election were held today, that they'd be more likely to vote for Trump or Biden. As the resident black male voter in the building, I truly doubt come November that number will be anywhere near as high as 23%, but I don't speak for the rest of my black American brothers, nor will I ever.
Can you maybe make some calls, though? Can you make some calls?
Sure. I'm gonna go get on the black phone right now.
Trump's gonna
get on the Obama phone, right?
Trump is gonna
throw my hat in the air. Yeah, throw my hat in the air. And call all my brothers all in one place. Because we are a monolith. But
I mean, if you throw your hat in the air, do you have to wave your arms around like you just don't care too? Is that like part of the signal?
No, that's when I call everybody so we start whipping some white ass. So you ever see that video?
You talking about a lawn chair on the dock? Because that was some good. That was good footage.
Let me finish. All right, so I will never hold it against any of my brothers for voting with their own consciences. But losing that key 30 and under demographic is something that I do not see Biden and his campaign taking an unnecessary L on. I said it before and I'll say it again. My prediction is Biden will reschedule or deschedule or legalize in some grand fashion before a single vote gets casted. And I do believe it'll be an October surprise that the Trump campaign will struggle, and I don't think they will be able to overcome. But I also believe that all this internal DEA hatred towards Sleepy Joe is just a bunch of drummed up kabuki theater bullshit. Fake ass drama manufactured to add a little suspense to an otherwise uninspiring election cycle we all are being forced to watch in slow motion. But those are just my thoughts as Rico Lamitte, the dopest dad on the street, and the resident black man on the panel today. I want to hear from the rest of y'all, my white brothers, and Jason.
Yeah, cute.
I think it'll be great if Biden does that. I've been saying that for years. I can't believe a presidential candidate has not attached himself to federal legalization.
Biden is not going to attach himself to this.
Right.
They for the money, right? And can't believe that it hasn't happened yet. I think it'd be great if Sleepy Joe does that. And I believe you're right, Rico. He will trip Trump, and they will not be able to recover.
Biden is not going to do that, bro. Biden is not going to.
That's gonna be the knockout blow from Sleepy Joe, bro.
Stop.
It'd be great if he does. It sure would.
You guys are dreamers. You guys are dreamers.
Oh, we can be dreamers, Jason, can't we?
That's fair.
We can.
You guys can. You guys can dream. That's why you guys are
dream
sleeping
stealer,
like Sleepy
Jason?
Joe.
Are you trying to steal our dreams?
That's why you guys are sleeping like Sleepy Joe right now. Maybe you guys need a cup of Joe to wake up and smell the coffee.
An idea.
Yeah.
Smell the morning Joe.
I saw that movie, One President, Two Cups. That was gross.
Oh my God.
A second. I see what you did there.
Yeah, that was cute. I mean, you really think that he's not going to get more than 30 or 23% of the black vote, Rico?
No.
I think he's going to crush that number.
No.
I think he's going to get more than that.
You think Trump is?
It's black male. It's black male votes. I think that it'll be a very, very abysmal turnout from the black community en masse. I do think that the Trump administration did a way better job of marketing themselves as a friends to the black community and the stuff that they've done. And Joe Biden just has not really put out there what he has been doing.
Well, you know what? You know why they can't market anything, Rico, is because they haven't done anything.
You know who was behind the stimulus checks? Nancy Pelosi. It was not Donald Trump, but Donald Trump marketed himself as being behind stimulus checks and being in taking care of America. And he was
honestly.
The
if
delay
I'm gonna
is
be
because he wanted to sign them.
Oh boy,
Donald had his autograph.
Marketer. He is a great marketer, and Joe Biden is not.
If I'm gonna be in the same sentence as the word behind and stimulus and checks, I'm already feeling like a bottom. That's making me really uncomfortable. I cash a check.
Are you a power bottom?
But I don't want to be stimulated while I cash that check. I just like to cash my check in private. That's why I got one of them little apps. I just take a picture of it on my phone, and it goes where it needs to go. It's very discreet.
I bet. Well, we're gonna keep this train. We're gonna keep this train rolling. We're gonna roll right on into a commercial, and we're gonna be right back.